Welcome back. I am not Events. This is the large underground space that I showed off last time. Well, now I have filled it with a villager trading hall. It extends 10 chunks from this end up to that end. Now each enchantment occupies a column. That's the Aqua Affinity column. That's the Bane of Arthropods column, and so on and so forth. The enchantments are sorted alphabetically, starting at Aqua Affinity at this end and ending right up there with Unbreaking. Let's have a little fly over it. I have not yet occupied all of the workstations with villagers, and I'm not going to do that. Anyway, let's look at the nice and good things about the trading hall. So there's plenty of space. There's plenty of space for the player to move around. I can move between the workstations. I can put rail between the workstations for moving villagers around wherever I want easily. There are rows with nice big nice big corridors between the rows. So plenty of room for me to stand back and look at the signs and see what enchanted book I can trade for. Yeah, so the way it is arranged is the maximum level enchantment of an enchantment is in this first row. Aqua Affinity only has level 1, so it's at the front. Bane of Arthropods 5 is at the front, that's the maximum level. Blast Protection 4 is at the front, that's the maximum level. And then the rows behind have decreasing levels in order. So Bane of Arthropods 4 there, 3 there, so on and so forth. The trading hall, the original idea was that I would populate every workstation with a villager with a 1 emerald trade for that book. Oh, by the way, let's have a look up here. I even have a column for soul speed, but there will never be any villagers here because no villagers trade for that. And same with Swift Sneak. So I put those in just for completion. Let's have a closer look at a workstation. So the player has plenty of room to move around. Sadly for the villagers, they are forced to live in a space a bit under 2 square meters. Sorry about that, villagers. However, the villagers do have clear 360-degree vision. They can look around wherever they like. So I hope they like that. What else have we got? Oh, there's a shelf up here for putting chests. So the stuff that the villagers make, I can just put it in the chests. On that first layer of shelf, I can put up to 10 single chests. So if I'm greedy and I want to store a lot of enchanted books, well, I can do so. And I could even make a second layer of chests above that if I was really greedy. Okay, so that looks nice and organized and whatever. Oh, right. And of course, the alphabetical arrangement lets me find the desired enchantment and level easily. Now, to the problems and flaws with this design. It is 10 chunks from here up to that end. So if I am up this end, the villagers up the far end are not being simulated. So they are not doing their job. They are not refreshing their trades. So that's an inefficiency. Yeah. What else have we got? Okay, so the idea of populating every workstation with the villager, that is a bit crazy. We would end up with a lot of villagers. 3 to 4 times the number of villagers I already have here. And of course, having lots of mobs all the time, that isn't such a good idea. Now, there was someone, not sure who, I think it was Mr. Blast Protection. Well, Mr. Blast Protection will do. Okay, so I could have one villager for each enchantment and level, but villagers sell more than one enchanted book. Here's Depth Strider 2 for 1 emerald, Piercing 3 for 1 emerald, all wrapped up in the Blast Protection 4 villager. So why would I create more villagers when this villager already does a bunch of trades? I don't need to make 1 villager per workstation to get all the trades represented in enchanted books. The other problem with having absolutely all the trades covered is, when am I ever going to want an unbreaking 1 book? I am always going to go for an unbreaking 3 book. I'm never actually going to want unbreaking 1 or even unbreaking 2. So why should I create them? So I don't think I'll actually do that. I really did intend to put villagers in all these workstations, but I don't think I'm going to do it. But what am I thinking of? Efficiency. Here is efficiency. Now, I might actually want to populate the efficiency column with efficiency 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just, have you ever been in the Nether? You have an efficiency 5 diamond pickaxe, and you're trying to carefully mine 1 netherite block. And I find that really hard to do, and I end up mining a whole bunch at a time. So there's a lack of control. I need lower efficiency, or maybe no efficiency. So it might be an idea to, if I was going to fill out the rest of these rows, efficiency is definitely one that I would fill out. Although thinking back, I think I would have an efficiency 5 diamond pickaxe, but also an efficiency 0 diamond pickaxe for those times when I need control when mining netherrack or something that tends to insta mine with an efficiency 5 diamond pickaxe.